Hey, what is up, guys and gals? 'Tis Dashing here for another episode of CMV, episode 533 to be exact, and edition number 143 of Genesis here on this fine Friday evening, bringing you, as always, an action-packed card, kicking things off spicy with a six-man tag team encounter as the Party Police, led by, of course, Deputy Martini himself, the no-fun man, and his left and right hand, the Police Squad, former Fusion Tag Team Champions, Bill Jones and John Smith, taking on the team that defeated them, and a little bit of an upset on last week's show in their debut, French Pride, Joseph Lance and Sebastian Vachon, who are going to be shackling up with Phoenix numero uno. Definitely going to be, I'd say, an interesting trio. Very, very international flair here. I think No Fun Martini, I believe No Fun Martini is of American descent. And then you got Police Squad, both British lads. The French boys, and Lance and Vachon, and then the Mexican, Phoenix numero uno. Always nice for that international flair, you know? What is up, everybody, though? Thanks for tuning in. Definitely going to be a very pivotal night, I do believe, for the Genesis brand, because we have really a lot of great matches, but two particular matches stick out. That tag team match later on in our tertiary main event, as from the Regime, Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva going to take on Tim LaFave, guys, and Chris Andrews, who are teaming together for the first time in a good while. But of course, they've been allies really since the beginning of their careers, and they're really all that currently stands against the Regime, seeing as Josh Wolf has been taken out of action, or so we thought. I will get into that a little bit later on tonight. And then our main event, guys, the International Championship going to be on the line. Matsuda Tanaka, remember, a couple of weeks ago, won that fatal five-way to become #1 contender. Now he's going to get his shot against the title holder himself, Xander Slade, who has been on fire this season. So I am very excited to see that one-on-one encounter. And will the Regime take a dip if Slade is to lose the championship? Will their momentum take a hit? I think that if there were only Brits allowed, we actually probably keep a good chunk of the roster. Be surprised how many people in CMV are British. I think there's definitely more British people or English people than any other demographic in CMV. So come give me a ride. Come pop over here. But here we go. There's the man himself, the former constable for Castle Fay, but obviously with Pat taking over, Martini's being taken, well, I'd say he's not really facing the wrath of Pat LaFave like Josh Wolf did per se, but he's definitely not getting any preferential treatment like he may have under Cass. I mean, this is his first match of the season. He's opening the show in a six-person tag, and he's a former international champion. That's why I think, realizing what happened at the end of last season, Martini has gotten himself a bit of backup in the form of Jones and Smith to watch his back, knowing that eventually the Regime are probably going to turn their sights to him. If there is any sort of rebellion to start forming against the Regime, I definitely say that we know which side Martini is going to end up on. Well, tonight, guys, we also got a matchup I am very much looking forward to, because last week's main event was quite a doozy. It was supposed to be Angelo Babos going one-on-one with Mr. Money to Make El Jefe, but remember, Mills attacked Babos backstage and took his place, then destroying the unexpected El Jefe. Well, tonight, El Jefe knows what's coming to him. We've got the rematch, Mills versus El Jefe. Cannot wait to see that one. But here they come, the team that grabbed that upset last week over the Police Squad. French Pride. Joseph Lance to the left, Sebastian Michon, a former Rising Star champion and World Tag Team champion on the right. Oh, I forgot that one. I forgot about the signature, Topher. Rip in peace. Vintage dashing memory. Well, the Police Squad there, Martini, don't seem very fazed by the team of Lance and Vachon, but they had best be on the lookout because they got caught up last week. But last but not least, here he comes, Phoenix numero uno, who made his much anticipated debut a couple of weeks ago, but was surprisingly kind of absolutely whooped by Rob Cross. I mean, Phoenix took the loss in just under a couple of minutes, so hopefully he can bounce back here in this one. We can actually see a little bit more of him. But Bateman, are you a big numero uno fan? Luchadors, really, you don't see very many of them throughout the history of CMV. I mean, predominantly, probably the most successful luchador would be El Jefe. And he's really only rose to prominence over the past year, winning the Royal Rumble and now holding Money in the Bank. Of course, on a match, you have someone like Leo Cruz, who's also won the Royal Rumble, but there's never really been a whole lot of them, so it's very fun to see a new one make his arrival. But here we go. Martini going to start things off against Joseph Lance. Joseph. The referee rings that bell. Oh, referee Tyson, and Martini's not playing around as he immediately gets things started with that single boot right to the face. Speaking of Rob Cross, actually up next, Rob Cross going to be in action as he'll go one-on-one with Flatters. Rematch from towards the end of last season where they fought over the light heavyweight championship. And actually, remember, Martini interfered and caused a disqualification, which saw Rob Cross retain his then championship. The current light heavyweight championship holder, Sam Valentine, still has yet to make his appearance this season. Still touring the country, going to various nightclub openings, not taking his reign as light heavyweight champion very seriously, it would seem. Or maybe he's just still celebrating the fact that he has the title, but hopefully he does return soon. Much like Paul Devine, but look at this, Martini's taking on the entire opposing team. What a DDT off the apron there. Now he's going for Lance. Paul Devine still touring Japan. Remember, he won that Elimination Chamber at the end of last season to earn #1 contendership for the Alpha World Championship. Question is, will he be back in the States in time to capitalize on that title shot come Death Wish in just a few weeks? But it's this weekend, guys, that everybody's talking about, because tomorrow we've got NGW Departure, and Sunday we've got Fusion's pay-per-view Retaliation. The Retaliation card is going to be revealed, of course, later on tonight. But here we go, tagged by Martini. Doesn't really seem like he even needs the help of the Police Squad on this one, but assisted crossbody. The big man, John Smith, takes a dive down, a hot tag to Sebastian. Big boot right down to the chest. Man, Smith getting right back up, and again, the third time he says, no way, Jose. Up over the shoulder now, drops down, reverse DDT by the Grenoble Nightmare from the side control position, kneeling, just unloading with those closed fists right to the face. Now dropping down into a gator roll. Sebastian transitions into that crossface. Ooh, hardline. Are you ready for Azriel's season debut? Big opportunity for him as well. The Boa returns and is taking on Brett Angel. Yeah, speaking of Japan, guys, and just a couple of months, the Genesis roster actually going to be heading to Japan to partake in the 4th annual CMV Tag Team Cup. That's very exciting. Also very exciting that next weekend, not tomorrow, but next Saturday, the Fusion roster going to compete in a little special event, the 2nd annual X-Gen Tag Team Classic taking place. A lot of stuff happening here in CMV, but right now a count out might be what's about to happen. Count of 7 by referee Tyson, and John Smith and Sebastian Vachon just tearing into each other, seemingly having no mind for the count. These guys better get back into the ring, quick. 9. Wait a minute, it's Vintage Topher Car taking that count out victory. The wrestlers don't get paid by the hour, gotta remember that, but the police party bouncing back against French Pride. And again, we didn't get to see any Phoenix Numero Uno. That cheeky count-out W, though. Hey, they're dirty cops. What do you expect? But during that match, guys, we did get a tweet here from Chris Andrews, who says, tonight, for the first time ever, I team with none other than Tim LaFave. Just hope he's a better team player than Paul Devine. Interesting callback there by Britt. While Britt is right, it's the first time they're ever teaming up together alone. They did, of course, compete on the same team back at Death Wish when Team Cass fought the Regime, but certainly they have their backs up against the wall. Looks like Pat's trying to flush out any lasting resistance against his regime, with Josh Wolf now out of the picture. True. Tag match time been cut down thanks to Fusion's antics. What's up, Hoxton, indeed. But now we get some one-on-one action. And the rest of tonight going to be all one-on-one competition. A lot of great matches, except for our tertiary main event, of course. We have Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva taking on Chris Andrews and Tim LaFave. But Rob Cross, who started off his season very strong on the premiere, knocking off Phoenix Numero Uno, and also picking up a victory on the live event. The former light heavyweight champion is obviously chomping at the bit to get a shot to reclaim his title, but question is, will Sam Valentine ever actually show up? Will he ever actually be done celebrating his win at Anarchy Rules? Well, tonight, Rob Cross has to focus anyway, as he's going to stand across the ring from the blueprint of CMV, Flatters. And Flatters certainly no man to play around with. He took his first ever official loss 2 weeks ago in that Fatal 5-Way, his first ever time being pinned. One-on-one, the man is still unbeaten, though. If you ask Rob Cross, that's not true, because as I touched on during that opening match, Martini got involved in a light heavyweight championship match a few months ago, and Rob Cross retained his title via disqualification over Flatters. Can Rob Cross actually pin or submit Flatters, though, is the question. As we get another tweet here, guys, this time from Josh Wolf, says, Britt, we still have our differences, but kick some ass. Stomp some extra holes in Reese for me. Obviously, Josh Wolf, wherever he may be, recuperating from the injuries he suffered 2 weeks ago and losing his title, rooting for Tim LaFave and Chris Andrews, what may be his only lasting allies in the fight against Pat LaFave. Well, speaking of championships, tonight's main event going to be a big one. Matsuda Tanaka, who won that Fatal 5-Way, going to be challenging Xander Slate for the International Championship. And boy, has Slate been on fire since the season started. A win over Brett Angel, and then last week over Reese Matthews. But here he comes, the blueprint of CMV, the incredibly athletic, agile, and gifted Flatters. Trying to get back to his winning ways, and surely this match is going to be jockeying for position in the light heavyweight championship rankings. Twisted does, Topher. Will we ever actually get to see Phoenix Numero Uno hit a move? Hopefully soon. Coming up next after this matchup, though, guys, going to have some serious implications regarding the first Genesis pay-per-view of the season. Coming up in just a couple of weeks, Death Wish, the second annual Death Wish, as Crow and Deshaun Porter are going to meet for the third time in as many weeks, the tiebreaker, and if Crow wins, the Anarchists will get the shot against the ATL for the gold at Death Wish. Hopefully there will be no interferences this time, as there have been the past 2 weeks. But here we go right now. Rob Cross going mano a mano with Flatters. Old referee Tyson rings the bell. These two go right after each other. Ooh, Rob Cross with a beautiful back elbow that certainly caught Flatters by surprise. You know, Rob Cross, other promotions, WGW, a record-setting 3-time light heavyweight champion. He actually told me one time, I was surprised, he was actually giving me the time of day to talk to me. He said he wants to do the same here in CMV. Be a 3-time light heavyweight champion. He's already got one. If Sam Valentine decides to show up anytime soon, Rob Cross gets his rematch. Maybe he can make it too. I'm sure Rob Cross, though, with Chris Diamond no longer being in CMV, may he rip in peace. Hopefully we do see him again one day on his own, having to figure out how to do this by himself. Certainly a good start 2 weeks ago, but look at that. Flatters hanging Rob Cross up to dry. As now he charged him in the corner and a big kick to the chest, and Rob Cross seems to be completely out of it. Yo, what up, Z? Tries for a jumping cutter, perhaps a... Wait a minute, what the hell? Is that... That's Mr. Extreme! Certainly with a new look, what the hell is he doing? Mr. Extreme charging the ring and attacking Flatters. This is going to be a disqualification, ladies and gentlemen. This match is officially called off. Mr. Extreme charging the ring and taking out Flatters. Going to cause the DQ, and perhaps Mr. Extreme agitated after his under 1 minute loss to Perry Heenan last week, coming out here and taking it out on Flatters, effectively giving Flatters the victory via disqualification. So now Rob Cross and Flatters are tied, one disqualification apiece over the other, but yeah, Mr. Extreme obviously let that loss to Perry Heenan get to him last week, coming out with a new look and disrupting what probably had the potential to be a really good match. It was already starting off good. Damn shame, but hopefully this matchup can make up for that, as Azriel, in his own right, a former champion, former 2-time international champion and Fusion Tag Team champion, not only making his season return, but his first match in a good while. We haven't seen him in a few months, maybe 3.5 months or so. And certainly quite the return, as he is stacked up against the outcast Brett Angel, who started off his season not so great with that loss to Xander Slate, but last week attacked the international champion before his match with Reese Matthews, and I think that Brett's been put in this match by Pat LaFave to try to prevent... Oh, that was weird. To try and prevent Brett Angel from again interfering in, of course, Slate's defense later on tonight in the main event against Matsuda Tanaka. The Boa himself, the best one around, Big Asshole, looking to make this the season that he breaks through the glass ceiling. This would be a hell of a start if he can topple the multi-time world champion in Brett Angel. Is that basically the compound match? Essentially, right? It's Asshole, Bateman. Of course, Azrael had a lot of his time taken up last season, also being a bona fide movie star, but we saw it ourselves. In a CMVWrestling.com exclusive, he decided to quit Hollywood. Didn't really pan out how he wanted it to, so now he's back full time. The former champion looking to get some more gold added to his resume. And he's made it very clear that his sights are set on the light heavyweight championship. Certainly basking in his own glory as this matchup prepares to get underway. And we see the man himself, the one and only living legend, multi-time world heavyweight champion, and a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame one day. A man who's been through so many trials and tribulations in his career, so many ups, but perhaps even more downs, and especially lately, but still standing. The bad blood that's been brewing for months between Brett Angel and Xander Slade is reaching its peak. Of course, we thought it was over when Brule met the Good Brothers at Ascendance, but all that ended up happening was Brule injured Xander Slade's best friend, Randy Orton. Who knows when we'll see Orton again? He's been on the shelf for months at this point. And Xander Slade obviously not letting Brett Angel get away with that. But, well, Angel doesn't have Dule Zaire watching his back anymore either after what transpired. Brett Angel, in any incarnation, always an incredibly imposing sight. This has got to be one of the biggest matches of Azriel's career. He knows that if he wins this match, it'll definitely give him some serious bragging rights. But this might be a must-win situation for Brett as well. With what's happened in the loss he took to Slade a few weeks ago. Azriel, Brett Angel, one-on-one for the first time ever. And matchup begins, and not a okay, there we go. I was going to say not a great start for Azriel, but turning that military suplex into a DDT. And now look at this, Hurricane Rana by Boa into a pin, trying to steal it early on, but only going to get a 1 count. Well, man, Azriel wants to end this matchup really quick. Schoolboy, only a 1 count. I mean, Azriel obviously knows who Brett Angel is. I'm sure Azriel's not a stupid man. He did whatever homework he could before this matchup got underway. Studying Brett Angel. You really got to try to end the match against Angel as quickly as possible because Brett can go. One of the most resilient men in CMV history. Now going to try for that military suplex again, and this time it's going to be turned into a power slam. Azriel not so lucky to reverse it on the second go. Now a double axe head to the upper back, and things have quickly turned around for the former two-time international champion, but fires back with that float over DDT. Angel quickly moves to the ropes, trying to get himself back up to his feet. Azriel going to help him out with that, as now he's got him lead up against the ropes for Brett Angel. Back body drop to the outside, hanging on for dear life. Angel gonna tie him up in those very ropes. And 10 beats of the Bodron going to be sounded. Closed fist to the chest, lighting it up like the 4th of July as Azriel, like a ragdoll, just falls to the outside. Oh, and a big time punch. Angel lined that up precisely on the jaw. Azriel taking a deep breath though, fires off, jawbreaker, knife edge chop attempted. Now back and forth they go, tip for tap. Azriel decides to slide back into the ring. Brett Angel though gonna catch him off guard. Face first off that top rope. The rope's being used very diligently as Brett in this match as a weapon, like a tag team partner. Alpha Mare water slide follows it up, and that's gonna shake the entire ring. Now Brett going to the apron. And as a big man, he could sure move. Slingshot sent on. Azriel is stunned. Brett Angel lines up his shot, and Azriel could be in big trouble. Small package driver. 1, 2. Oh, but only a 2 count. Azrael going to show us his resiliency to stay in the game. Powered out just before the count of 3. Elbow drops to the back of the head. Brett Angel going to flip him over. Tries for the pin. Will it be enough now? Azrael unable so far to recuperate from just nearly being taken out. Looks like Brett's not done. Cocking that fist. Looking to drive into the jaw of Azrael again, perhaps, but a jawbreaker instead. Ooh, swift kick to the gut and a pretty nasty DDT followed through by the pin. No spam here. No spam here. Well, I think that Azrael would have to do whatever he's got to do to try and get an edge over the Outcast. Swinging knee. Oh, where's Brett going? You know, Brett knows his surroundings so well. That's what's made him a multi-time world champion. Over on Unmatched, never has Brett Angel in his couple of years now competing on this side of CMV been able to hold a championship despite a couple of opportunities. Azrael, very nice guy. Bringing Brett Angel to his feet, then entering the ring. Now going to go back outside of the ring. Brett Angel's waiting for it, but Azrael is ready and just goes back into the ring again. Brett Angel's actually quicker. Oh, wow. Nice move by Azrael. That elbow came out of nowhere. Oh, my God. And now Azrael looking to put down Brett Angel for good. Very rarely pulls this out, but the consequence is a devastating maneuver. The neck drilled down onto the shoulder. 1, 2. Oh. But it is unfortunately not going to be enough for the Boa to get that uno, dos, tres. Azrael not letting it deter him, though. Yo, what is up, Paul? I just call you Harris instead of Paul. It's just always the first thing I see. Sorry about that. Where's the dashing command, though? Brett Angel now able to seize the opportunity. Azrael tied up. Vintage Angel out of the Cobra clutch into the Russian leg sweep, but absolutely no selling. And wait a minute, what the hell is Azrael doing? This is not no disqualification, guys. If Azrael uses that chair, this matchup will be called off, but Brett Angel not allowing for the CMV veteran to do just that. Luckily getting it out of his hands before he smacks it across Brett's skull. And now Brett has Azrael up high. Oh, German suplex. Was that a German suplex? I think that was. Referee Tyson sees the chair. Brett makes the pin. 1, 2. Oh, but perhaps just that 1 or 2 seconds. Tyson didn't get to the pin right away because he was taking care of the chair. Azrael just tried to get himself disqualified. I guess that would have been better on his resume than actually losing to Angel. Live to fight another day, perhaps, but it would have been a loss either way. Azrael obviously not very happy about the way this match is going so far. Now tries for a pin and only a 1 count. Snapmare into the seated position. Now tying up Brett in a little bit of a abdominal stretch that would make Kevin Silva proud. Brett Angel gonna have to find a way to escape this very quickly because it might not look like it, but this maneuver very, very painful. Working on not only the shoulder but the ribs too. And Brett Angel just absolutely unloading on Azrael to get out of that. And Brett very proud of himself as he kisses his fist. That very fist that may deliver unto him this victory, this much needed victory. Clothesline. Clothesline again. Brett now goes off the ropes. Calf kick. Azrael seeming to be a bit ahead of it. Brett Angel's kicking up the fire. Ooh, but whatever that was, blocked by Boa. Going into a side effect, maybe. Burn Angel. Ooh. I don't think I have ever seen so brutal of a freaking double axe handle. My God. Angel got some serious torque behind that one. Uh-oh, Irish whip now to the corner. Coming up from behind. Gonna put Azrael up on the top rope again. I don't think Azrael can survive another one of these guys. Oh, Brett's not even gonna go. Where the hell is Azrael going? Finding a way to escape. Kicking Brett Angel right in the face from the apron, and now a modified Uranagi, man. What a great match this has been. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it either one of these guys, but oh! How about that reversal? And on the outside, damage amplified times 10. That did not go the way that Azrael was planning for it to. Oh, geez. And what is Brett Angel doing now? Body splash to Azrael, who just goes completely limp. All of the weight of Brett Angel just dropped across the chest of Big Asshole. Oh, my God. Azrael quickly got back into the ring. Did not want to take that again. Now a pop-up Euro uppercut, man. Azrael is catching every big move in Brett Angel's arsenal in this match. Still alive somehow. Serious props to Azrael for taking Brett Angel to the limit the way he has. And this match is still not over. Could Azrael pull off that major upset? Seems like every time Azrael makes a big enough reversal to try to turn things around, Brett Angel is right there to meet him again. And a second time, Angel having Azrael trapped. Vintage Angel with the Cobra Clutch Russian leg sweep into the pin. 1, 2. Oh my God, paint me surprised. What hell of a season debut for Azrael. I don't know how he got out of that one. Angel again in the corner trying to work some sort of angle against the Outcast. And now Brett resorting to attempting a submission, far from a submission expert. Stretch muffler applied. Azrael getting lucky with the rope break, but that luck about to run out real quick as here comes Brett Angel a second time. Small package driver. 1, 2, 3. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Azrael just kicked out of a second small package driver. And you can see Brett Angel now getting agitated. Double axe handle again planted across the face of the Boa. Brett Angel coming at him in the corner, tries for a big time overhand. Azrael gonna clip him once more with that DDT. 1. Azrael can only get 1 count out of Brett Angel in this matchup though. And look at Azrael again getting frustrated, but oh my God, the Boa, the best one around. That nickname will have some serious pull behind it if Azrael can actually do this. Consequence again into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it seems like neither one of these superstars can figure out a way to keep the other down. Perhaps Azrael was actually right in trying to grab that steel chair earlier. Might have been the only way this matchup could actually end. These two guys putting on a pay-per-view worthy match here on Friday Night Genesis. Still not over as Brett Angel has Azrael lean up against the ropes, just launching him back into the center of the ring. Coming at Azrael full force with that hook attempt, and now Azrael instead sliding through his legs and Hurricane Rana, man. Azrael's never been this agile before. I think maybe in his time off training a bit to try to, oh no, dirty heel tactics applied by Azrael and just nearly steals the win. I was gonna say though, I think Azrael may have been training a bit to try and get himself ready for the rest of the light heavyweight championship division. And now Brett Angel going to drown the Orchids. A little bit of an homage to his former tag team partner, Osiris. Or maybe a bit of a shout out to world champion Jacob Ziegler over on Fusion, who certainly got his hands full this Sunday at Retaliation, defending against Percy Simmons. Oh my God. That is incredible. Brett Angel. Amazing deadlift military suplex. I don't even have the words. Oh, now I'm juking and jiving, dropping that leg. Those are some serious moves Brett's got on him there. Never afraid to pull out the dance skills. And Brett has some sort of fixation on the corner in this matchup. I'm not too sure what he keeps trying to go for, but Azrael using it as a tactic to try to lure Angel to him. Going for a back elbow in that far corner. Angel charged him, but able to get out of the way. Now an elbow to the side of the head. Azrael going to hit that side effect this time and turning into the boa constrictor. Wow! Boa constrictor applied by Azrael. That's how quick Azrael can have you defeated, but Brett Angel, I don't know if that was a rope break or he escaped. I think he escaped. But how quick was Azrael about to put down Brett there? Oh my God, dude, this is an awesome match. Do not tell me Azrael threw the ropes, tornado DDT to the Outcast. Amazing. Wow, that is awesome. The CMV universe here is fully correct. Now Azrael quickly trying to capitalize as he throws Brett back into the ring, but wasting time. Seems like he's too tired. Instead of trying to go for the pin, Azrael's using this opening as a way to try to regain a bit of stamina, try to fill up the gas tank, but you can't give someone like Brett Angel that amount of time. Oh, now turn around the corner. Putting him up top again. I think Brett's been trying this whole time to go for that German suplex again. Or what is this? I can't really tell from this angle. Maybe I can get it. It looks like maybe it was more of a half Nelson. And into the pin again. 1, 2, 3. And this time Brett Angel is going to get Azrael's number. The Outcast is victorious. But wow, Azrael has nothing to be ashamed of. What an awesome match that turned out to be, truly making up for the first two matches, which ended in count out and disqualification. Man, that was awesome. I would have loved to see these two do it again. Props to Azrael, but props to Brett Angel. Much needed win, and he got the job done, but it was not easy. Great debut for Azrael. Again, nothing to be ashamed of, but Azrael, who tried to end the match via disqualification, by the way, early on, gonna take the plunge, literally take the plunge. And it is Brett Angel who stands the victor, hardly standing. I can't tell if that's sweat or baby oil. Probably a mixture of the two. Great win, though. And the night is not over yet, my friends. As up next, we have got that bout that's got some serious implications regarding Death Wish, which is the first Genesis pay-per-view of the season, coming up in a few weeks. And over the past 2 weeks, we've seen these superstars go at it. The first time it was Crow who defeated Deshaun Porter after an interference by Caleb Reed. Last week, it was Deshaun Porter who defeated Crow after an interference by Malcolm Fry. Now we're getting the tiebreaker, and if Crow is victorious, then the Anarchists will lock down the title shot for Death Wish against the ATL. But this time, we've actually got Caleb Reed and Malcolm Fry ringside, so we know where they're going to be. We know they're not going to try to pull any antics. Well, hopefully, they're not going to try to pull any antics, as the other side's going to be watching them very closely, I'm sure, as will the referee, after what's transpired. Crizzy always disappears from time to time. He always comes back. CMV's his home, you know what I mean? But here we go, jobber entrances, as has been the theme over there. We got to cut down on time, you know. CMV's on that strict time schedule, especially after Fusion. You know, it took like 3 hours with those tag team matches. Had some complaints, you know what I mean? Let's start things off slowly against one another with everything that's on the line. You know, Deshaun Porter said it himself a couple of weeks ago. He said, "We are strongest when we're together." That's why we're former Fusion Tag Team Champions. That's why we're the World Tag Team Champions, 2-time World Tag Team Champions, and the greatest tag team in CMV today. It's because we're best when we're together. Crow caught me off guard one-on-one. But then, of course, Porter got that win back last week. Will it be the same here tonight? Or will the Anarchists be officially declared as the #1 contenders? Still to come, guys. Up next after this, a rematch from last week. Well, I mean, not really, because it was supposed to be Angelo Babos versus El Jefe in last week's main event, but Mills made sure that did not happen. Jefe got to get his opportunity to get a chunk out of the Mastodon, because it is El Jefe and Mills one-on-one. And then, of course, that huge tag team match, as we have got from the Regime, Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva taking on Chris Andrews and Tim LaFave. And then in our main event, International Championship to be decided, Matsuda Tanaka getting his opportunity after winning that fatal 5-way a couple of weeks ago against Xander Slape. And here comes Deshaun Porter firing out of the corner with a rope-assisted dropkick. And Crow does not look to be in a great condition. So the pin now goes to Deshaun. Oh, not even a 1 count. That's surprising, honestly. Ooh. Deshaun Porter looking mean. Gonna go for another pin. Interesting tactic by one half of the World Tag Team Champions, both Caleb Reed and Malcolm Fry, watching very closely from ringside. Look at this, though. Irish whip. Oh, no, the same thing. The same thing that Caleb Reed. Caleb Reed's got a steel chair in hand as well. That's the exact same thing that Caleb Reed did 2 weeks ago. Malcolm Fry saw it, though, not really able to do anything. Luckily for the Anarchists, head official Tyson didn't see it, because that probably would have led to a disqualification, especially if Caleb Reed tried to use that steel chair as well. Probably that same steel chair Azrael attempted to utilize in the last match, man. If these superstars had it their way, all 4 matches so far tonight would have ended via either countout or disqualification. Crow, as a singles competitor, obviously decorated, a former Anarchy champion. Now, he and Caleb Reed are also former Fusion Tag Team champions. Drafted over to Genesis towards the end of last season. The ATL drafted to Genesis towards the middle of last season. Both these teams starting off on Fusion, having to find a new home on Friday nights. Jawbreaker now puts a little bit of distance between these two. And Deshaun Porter fires off, dropkick right to the chest. But even with that interference, it seems like the Anarchists might not be making it to Death Wish, as Deshaun Porter with perhaps the greatest moonsault I have ever seen. But again, it is Caleb Reed ringside, this time distracting referee Tyson, so that he did not see the pin, what very well could have been the end of this match. Deshaun, though, not giving up. Has Crow in the corner and going to try to finish him off the exact same way he did last week with that O'Connor roll German suplex. And all Caleb Reed can do is watch, because there it is. Bridge to pin. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Get the hell out of here. Referee Tyson, I mean, Caleb should be ejected, but man, he's being lenient. No, I take it back. Caleb Reed has been ejected. 1 interference too many. Tyson has had enough. Meanwhile, Malcolm Fry still allowed to remain ringside. He has not gotten involved at all thus far. Oh! Inverted Dragon Rana. Crow just got spiked right on top of his head. But now without the support of Caleb Reed ringside, is Crow doomed? Remember what's on the line. If Crow wins, the Anarchists get the World Tag Team title shot at Death Wish. If the ATO win, then the Anarchists get bumped down to the bottom of the line. German suplex again, bridge to pin. 1, 2. Not as impactful as the O'Connor roll, though. Trying to stay in it is Crow, as the numbers game is now against him. But isn't, because, like I said, Malcolm Fry has not gotten himself involved at all in this match. Crow mocking Deshaun Porter now, trying to get into his head, play some mind games. Deshaun Porter answers the call. Face to face, they stand again. Too much time taunting, though. Northern Lights suplex by the suplex machine. The ATL widely known for their various suplexes and how beautifully they hit them. Now Crow gets busted wide open off that sharp elbow. Oh, and there goes the referee taking his bump for the match. Luckily, he's getting back up just as Porter ascends to the top rope. Again, gonna go for the greatest moonsault in the world. And there ain't no Caleb Reed to interfere. I think that'll just about do her. 1, 2, 3. Deshaun Porter gonna put away Crow. And the Anarchists are gonna have to figure out another way to the World Tag Team titles. Because Death Wish is not going to be their opportunity. What a victory. Despite the distractions by Caleb Reed, Deshaun Porter stayed focused. And now we have to wonder which team it will be that steps up to the plate to challenge for them World Tag Team titles. And here's what did it, a second moonsault from the top rope. Absolutely beautiful. Well, Deshaun Porter might have spoken the truth when he said that the ATL is strongest when they're together, but he shouldn't count himself out, because a hell of a singles competitor. But again, the Anarchists are out. Who's going to be in? But do you bring the swag? Topher, honestly, do you bring the swag? I don't think you do. Oh, and I am excited for this matchup. I've been looking forward to it after what happened last week, guys, in the main event. Remember, it was supposed to be Angelo Babos versus Mr. Money in the Bank El Jefe, but what happened is that Mills got tired of waiting, since Ascendance. He's been calling out El Jefe, demanding a match against El Jefe, and whether it was Castle Favorite or now Pat, nobody's been listening to him, but he made sure that he was going to be listened to from now on, attacking Babos backstage, taking Babos' place against Jefe, and then destroying Jefe in a matter of minutes. Obviously, Mr. Money in the Bank was not prepared for the Mastodon, but now he's had an entire week to get ready as we are having the rematch, and El Jefe has certainly brought some backup again, and the 500-pound Joey Bacon. Can Jefe get one back against Mills? Or will Mills fry the fish? Mills has also stated that Money in the Bank briefcase El Jefe has in his possession belongs to him. I think he's trying to send out a bit of a challenge to El Jefe to put the briefcase on the line. I don't know if El Jefe would have risked that, though. He won the Royal Rumble. His opportunity got flushed down the toilet, no pun intended, when he lost to Bloody Brit at Homecoming. Now he's got that Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't know that he wants to risk it. Of course, El Jefe, a very prideful man, but well, let's focus on this for now. This is not for the briefcase. Just an opportunity for El Jefe to show Mills he ain't going to back down. Ain't going to be intimidated. How dare you? Well, Jefe in the ring and ready to go. This is indeed a big matchup. And here comes, what the hell is Mills doing? Mills is injured? What is he doing? It looks like Mills might have wait a minute, what? Is Mills gonna compete or what? We're supposed to get, wait a minute, what the hell? What the hell? It's supposed to be Mills versus El Jefe, but apparently Mills is injured, and so, is this who I think it is? What? Did Mills just completely duck out on this match? Wow. And this is, what the hell? It is. It's Matsuda Tanaka. What? What is Matsuda Tanaka doing out here? He's supposed to be in the main event, challenging Xander Slate for the International Championship. What is going on? So let me get this straight. Last week it was supposed to be Angelo Babos versus El Jefe, but Mills interfered. Now this week it's supposed to be El Jefe versus Mills, but Mills substituted himself and brings out Tanaka. I don't understand. I mean, I guess we've got ourselves a different match. I mean, a matchup that I can get behind. El Jefe versus Matsuda Tanaka sounds good to me, but what about the main event? What about Tanaka versus Slate for the international title? I mean, I'm assuming it's still on. It's still going to happen. Wow, Mills, though. I'm going to say that it looked like he was grabbing his wrist. I'm going to take a shot in the dark that injury's not real. How would he have injured his wrist? Playing mind games with El Jefe, I say, and apparently Mills and Matsuda Tanaka are buddies. As Tanaka gladly taking his place. Gonna pull that double duty. I am baffled. Oh, this is what CMV is all about. You never know what exactly is going to happen. But yeah, it looks like this is what we're getting. El Jefe, Matsuda Tanaka, one-on-one. Tanaka going to be pulling that double duty while Mills rests in the back with a big smile on his face, I'm sure. And yeah, exactly. Someone said it. El Jefe for the second straight week caught off guard, preparing for a completely different opponent. You know, last week prepared for Babos, got Mills. This week preparing for Mills, gets Tanaka. Mr. Money in the Bank is just not having a good time as of late. And Matsuda Tanaka starting strong as well against the human fish. At least he's got Joey Bacon watching his back there ringside. The 500-pound big ham. Looking out for his friend. Not much he could do in this situation, though. And El Jefe certainly, you know, much like he did last week, not running away from Mills, not running away from Matsuda Tanaka. Ooh, stomp to the quad there. Escapes the waistlock, though. Punch to the back of the head. Back and forth they go. Tit for tat. Reversal after reversal. Remember what's coming up next, guys. Tag team action as from the Regime, Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva. Going to be taking on Chris Andrews and Tim LaFave. Vertical suplex there by Matsuda, who, remember when he first debuted in CMV at the top of last season, was, man, such a polarizing figure. I'd say came out of nowhere and just really took Genesis by storm. But then something happened. I think it was really after the war between the Resistance and Click that Tanaka just fell off, started taking loss after loss after loss, all accumulated at Ascendance when he lost via countout to Flatters. And, well, it took some time off, and Tanaka came back at the top of this season and won that Fatal 5-Way, looking as good as he ever has. And how about that back suplex neckbreaker to the pin, but only a 1 count. Is Tanaka making a mistake, though? Coming out here just like 2 matches away from challenging Xander Slate for the international title. I do not know what's going through Tanaka's head. I can't imagine what's going through Hefe's head. Well, look at El Jefe firing off now. Back suplex right down on the back of his neck. Oh my God, and Tanaka already lining up his shot. The Kinshasa right down the sight. 1, 2, 3, and the ultimate one makes quick work of Mr. Money in the Bank at the behest, it would seem, of Mills, and Jefe barely able to stand. No, don't tell me Mills now going to prey on Jefe, who's just got his face caved in by the knee of Matsuda Tanaka, and Mills from behind with a clothesline, the Mastodon with another cheap shot. This was all a clever ploy by Mills to get Jefe into a vulnerable position and then capitalize. Absolutely disgusting. And where did Joey Bacon go, by the way? Bacon just disappeared. I guess he heard about some hamburgers back in catering or something. Man, but how Matsuda Tanaka seems, at least, siding with Mills. That's completely unexpected. Nothing. I really don't know what to say. That was, man, roller coaster tonight here on Genesis. Lots of ups and downs. Unexpected turns. But, well, still in our main event, guys. Matsuda Tanaka, Xander Slate. It's set to be for the international title. As now we get into our co-main event. Huge tag team match from the Regime, Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva, of course, accompanied by Soria, taking on the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews and Tim LaFave, who might just be the last standing against Pat LaFave, the new Alpha World Champion, and the Regime, with Josh Wolf out of action, or so we thought, because earlier tonight, guys, Pat LaFave came out here to address the situation, the Regime, and becoming international champion 2 weeks ago, when the lights went out, and who we thought was Josh Wolf, in a Josh Wolf mask, ran into the ring and cracked a metal bat over Pat LaFave's head. I mean, Pat was bleeding, but once the Regime, once Reese Ortiz, Kevin Silva, Xander Slate got the mask off of this man, it turned out to be just some random guy we've never seen before, with a voice over the PA system saying that the rebellion has begun. So it seems like Josh Wolf, even though he's currently injured, licking his wounds, no pun intended, as he is a wolf, not doing nothing, putting together a band of misfits to fight back. And while Pat LaFave recuperates now from his injuries, we've got his soldiers going out into the battlefield to try and take out what is left. That being Britt and LaFave. I don't know about that, because Mills has made it very clear that he doesn't really care about anything that's going on. He only cares about one thing, and that's Jefe and the Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, he even threw shots at Pat LaFave on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, did Mills. Maybe not the wisest of strategies, but I mean, we've seen over these past couple of weeks a lot of people not happy with what Pat LaFave did, using his power, abusing it to become Alpha World Champion. Look at Perry Heenan turning on Kevin Silva, obviously siding against the Regime. I mean, someone said it, a war definitely is brewing here on Genesis. Maybe even another civil war, the likes of which we saw years ago between the corporation and Man, there were a lot of sides involved now. Where the Coalition, the Rebellion, even X-Gen. But man, that war tore CMV apart. I certainly hope that's not what's going to happen again, but it's looking like it anyway. As there we saw the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner, former Trios champion Reese Ortiz, going to be pairing with former World Tag Team champion Kevin Silva, who last week took the fight to Tim LaFave in a great one-on-one matchup, but ended up being defeated. Now his chance to nab that victory back. The Portuguese god of wrestling, accompanied by the lovely Saraya. Now it's interesting team here because Reese Ortiz in the past has been a bit critical of Kevin Silva, trying to distance himself a little bit from the Portuguese god of wrestling. Seems like there might be a bit of aggravation between the two of them, but at the end of the day, they're on the same side. Reese Ortiz doesn't really seem to trust anybody except Xander Slate, but Xander Slate trusts Pat LaFave and the regime, so Reese Ortiz does as well. And there you see Saraya, as always, barking into the ear of Kevin Silva. Well, there they are, the regime's dogs let off the leashes for this one. Ortiz and Silva, and here he comes, always able to get the CM Universe up on their feet. The multi-time world heavyweight champion, the one and only Bloody Britt, baby. Now, Chris Andrews has had a long history fighting against the powers that be. You know, last season up against Click, and of course siding with Cass. Obviously now has most definitely taken its toll on him. But Chris Andrews always one to step up to the bullies. That's exactly what he's looking to do again as he teams up with this man, the son of the current Alpha World Champion. I talked about how interesting it is. You know, Tim LaFave, the very first ever, the inaugural Alpha World Champion. And now today, you know, years later, since Tim has held it, his father is the champion. And of course, via those nefarious means, abusing his position as the new general manager to just pick apart Josh Wolf and then feast on the scraps 2 weeks ago. But I mean, when you really look at the landscape, look at the playing field, Chris Andrews and Tim LaFave are the only two who are defiantly stood up against the regime. You've got your maybes, you've got your possiblies, but these are the only two guys willing to actually bring the fight to the regime. Exactly what they're doing here tonight. But Tim, underneath all that, has an ulterior motive. I think the only reason he's up against the regime is because Xander Slate is a part of it, and Tim's mission is to break Xander Slate like Slate broke him. You see right there on his shirt, Luger's crossed off because he already dealt with Bob Luger. Slate and Morton are who remain. No matter the motive, I'm sure that Josh Wolf is happy to have allies in his corner. And here we go. Co-main event, Reese Ortiz going to start things off against Chris Andrews. A rematch from when they went one-on-one some months ago. While Chris Andrews was still Alpha World Champion. That was before Ascendant 6. Britt, of course, was the victor out of that confrontation. Starting off strong against the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner. A little bit of that stalling vertical suplex. Counters the Irish Whip, though. Reese Ortiz's whole reason for joining the hashtag No Confidence campaign last season and now joining up with the regime is that he felt like Castle Fave robbed him of what should have been his spot in the main event of Ascendant 6 against Britt. Cass gave it to Wolf instead. Wolf ended up defeating Chris Andrews in that 30-minute Iron Man match to bring home the championship, the title he then only held for a couple of months before Pat LaFave stole it from him. Look at this teamwork, though. Unexpected. European uppercut followed through by a neck breaker by Kevin Silva. Now, I said Reese Ortiz, the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner. I don't think Britt's ever been a part of a Cyborg Invitational. I don't think so. In the 4 that we've had. The 5th going to be this season, but unfortunately going to be over on the Fusion roster. So Britt, again, not going to be a part of one. I think he's got a little bit more to worry about anyhow currently. Tim LaFave, now the legal man. Bit of a rematch from last week. And Tim right into a nasty last chancery submission hold. You know, Kevin Silva, a submission expert, going to be able to find a way to escape this. Yes, he is, but trapped in there for a good while. Might have taken its toll on him. Yeah, he's grabbing at his neck. That's never a good... Whoa, that was a straight-up bitch slap. That was. Exploder suplex, though, before Tim can react. Tweet from Josh Wolf, guys. He says, it felt amazing seeing Pat get his skull smacked with a bat. Now Tim and Britt just need to destroy these two, and my day is made. Yo, what up, Mark? You're late, but better late than never. Glad to see you. Co-main event currently. As we got a bit of two-work now between the Bloody Britt and Tim LaFave. Britt tweeting earlier saying, first time I've ever teamed with Tim LaFave. 'Tis true, and the scope of just a plain 2-on-2 match, but like I touched on, they were both a part of Team Cass at Anarchy Rules. They've got a long history between them, though. And, you know, Britt also brought up Paul Devine, the thing that links them. Britt's had so many battles with the Asian sensation, probably can't even count. And, of course, Tim LaFave considers Paul Devine like a brother. Question is, when will Paul Devine return and get involved? Because surely he will be a strong ally of the rebellion that Joshua was building, considering that Paul Devine is the current #1 contender and Pat LaFave is the Alpha World Champion. Look at that, some more excellent teamwork. Inverted atomic drop, big boot combination. Paul Devine still in Japan, though. That promotional tour, nobody knows what he's going to return. Man, whoa! Pop up by Britt and Tim catching him on the way down with a power slam. You would think both these teams have been working together for years the way they're meshing. Yeah, well, we're hoping to have Angelo Babos, who last week on Twitter made it apparent he will side with the Rebellion. Return next week, though, after the injury sustained at the hands of Mills last week. Josh Wolf, even on the shelf, trying to garner any allies he can at Reese Ortiz, fueling the wrath of Castle Fave's baby boy right now. The Long Island Slam, and here comes the Coney Island Cyclone. Ortiz laid out. One. Just before the count of two and before Britt makes the save. Kevin Silva now chucked back out into the apron. Britt doing some clean out work. Got to watch the referee's count, though, and Saria, the dirty little minx, tossing in a steel chair unbeknownst to head official Tyson. Ooh. Pulled out of the... Oh, that's not actually vintage dashing this time. That's vintage dumb 2K. Pulling Reese out of the corner. Sit out alley-oop powerbomb. Ortiz most definitely right now has got to try to get to the corner as he is attempting to make that tag to Kevin Silva. Is that a compliment? Do you like cabbage, Bateman? There we go. Saria's attempt at playing some dirty games thwarted as Tyson finds the steel chair and gets rid of it. Ooh, old school Tim. Haven't seen him hit one of these in a long time. A dog's age. Springboard stunner. Might have just put a crack in Silva's jaw, but the Portuguese got it wrestling. Taking it with a pinch of salt. Ooh, Ogon, you beautiful little devil. Indeed, a rare Ogon sighting. Oh, Kevin Silva charging Tim in the corner. Instead got double knees stuck into his back and then a thunderous German suplex. Reese Ortiz checking on Saria, making sure she doesn't get caught in the crossfire. Oh, and there goes Tim LaFave sent down to the outside. If this was a Royal Rumble, he would have been eliminated. Kevin Silva earning himself a moment's reprieve as he now goes to collect the inaugural CMV Alpha World Champion. Throws him back into the ring. Corey can try to follow up on that. Tim LaFave escapes into the ring. German suplex again to the former CMV World Tag Team Champion. Britt tag back in again. Telling Kevin Silva, this is all you got? Bring some more, mate. Look at that power. Schoolboy back suplex with the pin. Ooh, Reese Ortiz with that slippery save. Just nearly made it. Reese Ortiz taken out for the time being. Chris Andrews clear-cut path to Kevin Silva. No interferences so long as Saria keeps her little hands out of everything. Oh, big time slap. I don't know if that's how you want to play your game against Chris Andrews, a very prideful man. Not gonna let you just slap him across the face. Like there's some kid on the street. Count of four though. Will we get another vintage Topher call tonight? Because it seems like Britt, after that slap, is intent on dismantling Kevin Silva and using the ringside area as a weapon to do so. Face first off the announce table. This is the co-main event. Ogon up next. We've still got Matsuda Tanaka versus Xander Slade, I should say, for the International Championship. As at a count of 8, Britt seems to be desperate. No, don't tell. Britt, get in the ring. What are you doing? Oh, wow. Talk about the closeness. Vintage Topher Ka. 9.99999 back into the ring to steal that count-out W over the Regime. Man, that was a really good tag match, too. It was not going the way of Ortiz and Silva, that's for sure. But Britt saw red after Silva decided to plant a slap across his face and just went to town on him ringside. Didn't realize the refs count until 9. Had no choice but to get back into the ring and take that victory. And it's a victory this rebellion certainly is going to need. It's a legit way to win. What? Reese Ortiz seeming furious with Kevin Silva as they back up the ramp. And I'm sure Pat LaFave, if he's even conscious right now, not going to be happy with that result. But up next, guys, our main event for the International Championship. Question is, what kind of conditions Matsuda Tanaka in after already competing tonight? It was supposed to be Mills versus El Jefe, but much like last week, Mills pulled the rug out from under all of us when he feigned an injury and substituted himself with Matsuda Tanaka. Tanaka then making quick work of El Jefe, to which Mills then preyed on him. But now we are supposed to get Matsuda Tanaka, Xander Slate for the International Championship, but I'm getting word from backstage, guys, some sort of altercation currently arising. We're trying to get cameras on the scene. Our main event just moments away, but apparently something is unfolding behind the scenes, guys. Camera crew on their way, and hopefully we can get a live feed in just a moment. Find out what the hell is going on. Wait a minute, Matsuda Tanaka and Bright Angel engaging in a fist fight. What the hell is going on? Matsuda Tanaka is supposed to be heading out to the ring right now for his International Championship match against Xander Slate, but it looks like Bright Angel decided to cut him off. And remember, Bright Angel last week attacked Xander Slate before his match with Reese Matthews. The only thing I honestly, this episode of Genesis has been too much for me. I have got no idea what's going on. Bright Angel and Matsuda Tanaka beating the tar out of each other. And of course, that vintage CMV security, nowhere to be found. Someone's just getting interviewed down there by Lisa Evans. I don't know if they've even realized that these two are engaged in a fist fight. I mean, as I'm sitting here watching this, the only thing I can imagine, the only reason Bright Angel could be doing this is because he wants Xander Slate and the international title for himself. This interview's still going on. Oh boy, some new superstar, something getting interviewed. Completely oblivious. And this fight just getting taken all over the backstage area. Trying to get in contact with some officials, some security to go and break this up. I don't think we're going to get that international title match now, guys. There's no way Tanaka is going to be able to step up against Slate. The show is only a few minutes from ending. I mean, it's not possible. Try to keep the cameras on for as long as possible to see the conclusion of this brawl, but oh, Matsuda Tanaka driving his knees down into the chest of Bright Angel, and they're just fighting on top of concrete. And there's, ooh, that was dangerous for Tanaka. Even though it connected, you saw his head. It kind of looked like it might have bashed off the floor. Back suplex now, and Tanaka having his way with the Outcast. Bright Angel, of course, already went through a hellacious match against Azrael. It was 5 stars, man. They beat the hell out of each other. It was a truly awesome match. Night not over, it would seem. Just continuing to throw hands, no end in sight. I don't know who initiated this, if it was Bright Angel, if it was Matsuda Tanaka. I don't know this Matsuda. The way he's acted, siding with Mills now, engaged in a fight akin to some alleyway confrontation between some thugs or something. This is Genesis, supposed to be a place of wrestling. Not jumpings, attacks, and assaults like this. Look at Matsuda just stomping at Angel. Oh, and right into the power box face first. Went Matsuda. I don't mean to laugh, but that's actually pretty dangerous. That's some electrical equipment. Got to be careful around that. I don't think either of these guys are really too worried about being careful at this point, though. And Angel, oh my God! Elevator ride. I think I heard every bone in Tanaka's back crack there. And now Vintage Angel into the Russian leg sweep. And even that, not enough to satisfy him. Enough to satisfy Tanaka, though, that's for sure. Thrown overhead. Fireman's carry. Tanaka trying to charge himself at the Outcast. It did not go the way he wanted it to. Oh. Jackhammer. The back of Matsuda Tanaka being turned into hamburger meat. Now we're going into Pat LaFame's office. Of course, he's not there. taken to a local medical facility after that attack by the masked assailant earlier tonight. But Angel using his table. Oh my God. Tanaka is out. Small package driver through the table. And finally, security has arrived to Pat LaFave's office to stop Brett Angel before he tries to inflict any more lasting damage. What an end, though. I can't even make heads or tails of tonight's episode. So much that was unexpected transpired. And what a way to end the show. I mean, once more, I don't know what started that fight. If it was Brett Angel, if it was Matsuda Tanaka. But I'll tell you one thing, Angel most certainly ended it. Jeez, man. That was brutal. I hope Matsuda is okay, even though I don't agree with what he did with Mills earlier tonight and against El Jefe. I mean, still. But there will not be a live event. Unfortunately, I will make... Well, I forgot that this is Genesis, and I got pay-per-views all weekend. Oh, well. So on Monday, I'll make up for it. We'll play... we'll do 2 live event matches on Monday's Fusion. I will sim, though, so we can see the results. These are some pretty cool matches. So, Babos returned to action, getting a win over Reese Matthews. That's cool. Rob Cross beat Flatters in their rematch from Genesis that got, of course, interrupted by Mr. String. And Matsuda Tanaka beating Tim LaFell. I mean, it seems like with this result here, what I'm seeing, Tanaka has chosen a side, and it's surprisingly not with the Rebellion. But thank you guys for watching. And do not forget, this weekend, it is a big one. Tomorrow, NGW Departure. And then, of course, on Sunday, the Fusion exclusive pay-per-view, Retaliation. It's going to be good. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that you are as well. And I hope they have a good night. And I will see you, hopefully, tomorrow. Bye.